sir.
What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the M&C Podcast, episode 2. Today we're gonna have another fun week on our hands. Me and Mike. Mike, say what's up.
What's going on, everybody? I'm super excited for this week. Week 2 of the podcast, week 5 of the regular season of the NFL. I'm fucking pumped. It's gonna be a nice show, and I'm looking forward to another amazing weekend of football.
Exactly. So I actually took notes this time, guys. So now I'll actually be somewhat knowledgeable by stealing other people's information. So it's gonna be really good this week. No, I'm just joking. But so we can get right into the first game. Actually, first we'll go back over to the Thursday night game. The Rams versus Seahawks. Mike, you want to give your take on that?
It was a really, really good game. I enjoyed watching that. The Seahawks played really well. Both teams played really well. Chris Carson and Russell Wilson had a really big game. Tyler, did you see that catch by Tyler Lockett in the first
in the
quarter?
end zone? Oh my God, he just caught it so perfectly. Like that was an absolute top play of the year so far. That was crazy.
So good. And on the Rams, on the side of the Rams, it's like they looked good. I'm a little bit salty because I got Robert Woods on my team, and he's not getting the volume at all that he's supposed to be getting. So I don't know. I'm pissed off, but I also have Tyler Lockett, so I'm not really like too pissed off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Russell Wilson, that kid. I'm telling you, everyone is like looking at Pat Mahomes, who's absolutely having a killer every year, but everyone's forgetting about Russell Wilson. Every single year, this kid shows up to play, and I mean, he threw absolute dime passes last night, and clearly paid off. I wasn't expecting Zerlin to miss the field. I was like, this game's over.
That's crazy.
There's no way Seattle wins this, and then he misses it because he doesn't typically miss. Yeah, he does not miss field goals. I mean, that was crazy way to end that game. But let's just get right into the games this week because I think it's gonna be an interesting, very interesting week. I have a lot of upsets, I know for sure, and then hopefully you have some hot takes as well. So we'll get right into the Jets versus the Eagles as the first game. Jets being 0-3 and the Eagles being 2-2. I originally wrote, because I wrote these notes, I think Monday. Darnold, I didn't know was if he was going to be a go or not, and he's officially not a go. So they're going to have, I think it's Folk again. I don't know. Is it Luke Folk? I think that's what his name is, as their starting QB. So actually, I'm thinking of the right team, right? Yeah, Jets. Yeah, okay, Luke Folk, that's him. I don't know why I'm questioning myself. But yeah, this could be a 20-point game because I think Carson Wentz could go off this game, especially. I don't think Deshaun Jackson's back yet, sadly, but Alshon Jeffrey should have a game. So what do you think about this game, Mike?
Well, I'm a New York fan. I love all New York teams. So I mean, I'm still going to give the win to the Eagles this week, but at the same time, the Eagles are not giving us really anything to be excited about. Carson Wentz, I think he's still overrated. And last week he still had another disappointing week. The Jets, I don't even know. Their quarterback situation is just super, super weird, and that means that the value of the wide receivers go down. So I'm staying away from them as a whole in terms of fantasy. Like, I drafted Robbie Anderson in like the 6th, 7th round. I was all in on him, and he's just been shit in the bed for me this season, and I'm just not sold on the Jets.
Yeah, I agree. And the spread for this game was this was on Tuesday yet again, so I'm gonna get the updated spread real quick. But it was -14. And now knowing that Folk is going to be a starting QB, I think I'd probably take the Eagles there. I'd say it's probably going to be around like a 27-10 game if I had to guess. Maybe Le'Veon Bell scores a touchdown or something.
Yeah, everybody. Speaking of Le'Veon Bell, everybody was so excited about him. I mean, he's a great running back, but he's only got 163 rushing yards, and he doesn't even have a fucking rushing touchdown this season.
Yeah, so, he's just on that's a tough situation. Not a lot of wide receiver depth at all. So everyone knows they're just gonna run the ball. So
yeah.
Okay. And guys, I'm starting a little new thing this week. I put up I'm gonna put up some pictures just so you guys know you can look back and see who I chose for my picks. So yeah, getting on to the next game, we'll go to the Jags versus the Panthers. Do you want to start with this one?
I think that this is going to be a game where it's just on the ground. I think the running game is going to take this game over. Fournette and McCaffrey are both a part of a backfield with very minimal committee, so they're obviously a must start. On the Panthers, DJ Moore is a wide receiver 2 flex at best. if you've got him, I'm staying away just because of Kyle Allen. He had an absolute horrible week last week, and I still can't trust him.
Mhm.
But on the upside, if he can get his shit together, DJ Moore is an obvious favorite target, and I'm definitely all in on him.
Yep. That was a good take. Yeah. So the spread for this game was the Jags plus 3.5. I think Minshew still will. I think he'll do pretty solid this game. After watching last week's thing with the Carolina Panthers, I just don't know if Kyle Allen will just keep turning over the ball. I think he had 3 fumbles in that last game, and that was tough to watch.
Him. He got like 3 points against me.
Yeah, I think he literally had a very, very low amount of points. Fun fact for this game that I had seen on CBS, it was these 2 teams were a part of the expansion teams, the only 2 teams of 1995. I think it was the only teams. But yeah, I yet again, I'm going to take the Jags. My score was low, like you said, 18-10, so it's kind of like a medium range game. I just think it's going to be a lot of running. I think maybe DJ Moore will get some yardage there. And who the hell is the other wide receiver that I'm blanking on Carolina? You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
I'm blanking. I am blanking so hard right now.
Fucking.
My friend George was literally just talking about him too, and I'm blanking so hard.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you, to be completely honest.
Give me 2 seconds. I got it. Curtis Samuel. There it is.
Curtis Samuel. Oh my God.
Jeez Louise, that's the worst when you brain fart mid-episode. But we're starting out with a brain fart, so this could get interesting. But yeah, I have the Jags all around in this game. So I think the Jags definitely Minshew, dude, mustache Minshew did what I say last week. He didn't put up 4 touchdowns, but he did. By the way, guys, so I didn't put up my record this week, but I'll put it up next week. So the record that I had going into this game was 9-5. For the bets, so I will continue to tell you guys my record throughout, so you guys can know that I'm a trustable source. Last week was a rough week because there's a bunch of just random games, a bunch of random upsets, and I'm gonna call a couple upsets this week. So I think maybe we'll have a really good week. So let me just make sure the spread is right for the Jags game. So it's -3. I said plus 3.5. It's gonna be +3. Updated. And the over-under on that game is 40. I'd honestly probably actually take the under. I'm not typically an under guy, but I think in this situation, I don't picture it. 40 points, 20-20. I mean, that's still a tough one to take, though. I don't know. If you can add like 2 and make it 42.5 or something, I'd take the under there. But yeah, that's my take on that. So moving on to the next game, the Vikings versus the Giants. Now this is one of those games I'm calling for the upset. I'm calling for the Giants winning this game. It's just the Vikings have like a middle of the pack type of defense. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if I should say middle of the pack because they have been playing really well. The Vikings D, so maybe towards like top 10. But I don't know. I picture Gallman coming into this game and shredding it again, and I think Danny Dimes he'll light it up again. I don't know. What do you think in this game?
No, I completely agree with what you're saying. I think it's going to be a great test for Daniel Jones going up against a strong Vikings defense. And like you said, I'm all in on Gallman. I'm going to keep him at my flex this week. He played an unbelievable game last week. But Golden Tate comes back for this week, so I'm on the lookout for Evan Ingram and Sterling Shepard's number to decline, which is why I sat Sterling Shepard and started fucking Robert Woods, and Robert Woods got me 7 points, so kind of bit me in the ass there. But that's really it, I guess, for the Giants. But in the terms of the Vikings, man, Dalvin Cook is a machine, and he's an obvious must-start, obviously. And Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen are both good receivers, and you can never sit one of them. But they both only have 13 catches each going into Week 5 with a combined 3 touchdowns, and that's not something I can trust. But at the same time, they're the type of guys that can just blow up at any moment. You know what I mean? Just pop off in a game. So you really can't sit either one of them.
Yeah, I completely agree. And also, I just feel like I don't know like if Kirk Cousins has it. I really don't. Yeah. I think that's what scares me the most about this game. I know Dalvin Cook has it, and I know their receivers they have a really good receiving core. Do. Stephon Diggs and Thielen on the outside as they're just their 2, and then I'm pretty sure they have a solid tight end as well. Is it Kyle Rudolph still? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So they have a solid all-around offense, but I don't know. I just don't think Kirk Cousins will be able to get out of this, especially after one of his teammates called him out. I don't see. I don't know if that's a motivating thing when your teammate's saying that you can't throw the ball. So, yeah, I don't know. And as good as the Vikings defense has been, they're gonna get tired out in this game. I think because I just don't see Kirk Cousins doing that well. Even though the Giants don't have the best defense, I just don't see Kirk Cousins getting out of his own way.
Yeah.
So my prediction for the score, my prediction I should say, not my projection, but is 23-13 Giants. Kind of like on the medium range scoring side. I think Gallman has a running touchdown and maybe Golden Tate has a touchdown on this comeback game. But yeah, and the Giants also plus 5.5. Let me just check to make sure that is the updated version. I apologize, guys. Yeah, it's plus 5 right now, but I still take that obviously because I have the Giants winning. And then the over/under on that game too, just so we can, I'll cover the over/under on some games, but on others I won't. This is one of those games is at 43.5. I'd probably take the under as well there. So I'll only give you the under in games that I think truly that that I truly think will be under the mark. I'm not going to give you one that I'm like kind of on the line. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so moving on to the next game, the Falcons versus the Texans. You want to start with this one?
Well, really, in terms of like a fantasy standpoint, on the Falcons, I really only like Julio Jones and Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper has been putting up big numbers for me in the past 2 weeks. Devontae Freeman, he's got a crazy amount of touches, but only 157 yards this season, 0 touchdowns, and that's horrible in my opinion. On the Texans side, I guess I like Carlos Hyde as like an RB2 flex. If you've got him, he definitely gets the volume. 52 carries this season. DeAndre Hopkins and Kenny Stills are a start, but they're not performing as well as everybody drafted them. I've always said to draft an RB early round because the RBs with minimal committee are so rare. So why waste your time, on your first 2 rounds on receivers that are dependent on their QBs? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
You gotta think about that when you're drafting and doing your lineups. Opposed to, you got to think about the future and what's at task on that game opposed to what happened last season or even the game the week before, if that makes any sense. I'm kind of just rambling, but
no, that makes sense. I was trying to find the freaking game in my notes, dude.
You can never sit DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, he's not been performing as well as everybody wanted him to, but you can never sit a guy like that ever. But
I agree.
I think it's going to be a good game. I'm going to take the Falcons in this one just because I think Matt Ryan's going to get his head out of his ass and he's going to start performing well. Hopefully he can not throw the ball to the Texans and
yeah, he has been throwing a lot of interceptions, so hopefully if he has no picks, this could be good for them. I have the Texans in this game. Houston's right now 9th in the red zone for allowing passing TDs. So that's where I think Matt Ryan can take advantage of that, and that's a lot in the last 4 games. So I think that's where Matt Ryan can take advantage of it. However, I just don't trust Matt Ryan this year. I keep saying it. I said it last week. I just don't think this is the Matty Ice we've been seeing playing football. It's just so weird seeing him play like this. It's just I don't know. I don't know what's going on. They have a lot of wide receivers, the running backs. They have everything pretty much, and he just can't get out of his own way. It's almost like what's it called, Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Like we were just talking about. Like I think Kirk Cousins could be an unreal QB, but he just can't get out of his own way. And the Falcons are plus 5. So I'm taking the Texans at -5, and I'm saying the score will be 24-14. So another one of those mid-range games. I don't have a lot of low-scoring games this week. So that is my take. Let me just double check. I'm not even going to touch over under regardless of what it is. I just don't. It's 52. I don't even know what the hell because it could be a high scoring game. It's one of those one of those games. 2 teams that have really good offenses, so they could be putting up numbers. I just don't know. I wouldn't touch the over under on that one. So that is the Falcons versus the Texans. Let me just make sure I put up the. There we go. There's the picture. Okay, and the next one is the Saints versus the Bucks. So you want to start with this?
Yes, I love Chris Godwin. I absolutely love him. I think he's tied for second right now and amongst all the wide receivers in the NFL. He's fucking unbelievable. He's definitely pissing off the Mike Evans owners in terms of fantasy because
100%.
Chris Godwin's getting that volume, man. And Ronald Jones Jr. He's clearly a better running back than Peyton Barber, but the coaching staff they're just fucking stupid, and they still give Barber way too much volume.
Yep, I agree.
Saints have been looking pretty decent. Alvin Kamara is an obvious start. He's a machine. Michael Thomas with only 1 receiving touchdown, but this is what I was talking to you about before. He's got more receptions and more yards combined than Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs do on the Vikings. Thomas is going to get the volume and the workload, but he's been having trouble finding the end zone throughout the first 4 weeks of the NFL season. But I think it's going to be a good game. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bucs on this one. I think Jameis Winston has been playing out of his mind lately, and I'm really hoping he continues to connect with my guy Chris Godwin.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those games, another one of those, that could go really either way. Purely because, like, if the Saints had Drew Brees, obviously in this game, I wouldn't even consider the Bucs.
No,
but since Teddy Bridgewater's in, it's just you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
He could come out and maybe throw 4 touchdowns. Who the fuck knows? I mean, he could surprise everyone, but I just don't see that happening. I did take the Saints in this game, purely because I don't know. New Orleans defense has been playing like a lot better than I expected them to be playing. So I think I just don't know. I just don't trust Jameis enough. I think he's just so inconsistent, and he has been playing hot, but I just don't see it. The spread on this game. Yeah, the spread on this game was -3.5. So I just felt like I don't know. I just feel like I had to take that for the Saints. I'm thinking this game is going to be I think it's going to be high scoring. I'm looking at my projection now is 20-14. I think it's going to be higher than that. If I had to guess, I'm thinking the Saints win like maybe 30-25. I'm going to say it's like a 55. So let me see what the over-under is on this game. And I'll tell you.
This is the 1 o'clock game, right?
This is, yes.
Yeah.
Let me just... Yeah, the over-under is 45.5. I'd probably smash the over on that. I think this could be a really high-scoring game. Especially if Jameis gets going and can like kind of pick apart the Saints defense, then it will be because the Saints are going to have to put up a bunch of points. So I think that's where if you have Kamara or Michael Thomas in your leagues, they're going to go off if it gets to that point, because they're just going to run the ball with Kamara the entire game if they're up, because they're not going to want to risk turnovers. So I think the Saints will take this one. That's in my opinion. Mike's going with the Bucs, so we'll see. We'll see who's right next week on that. The next game is the Bills versus the Titans. So you want to start with that? Well, I find it in my notes. Actually, I didn't even take notes on this. Now that I'm thinking about it,
I don't know why, but I feel like any game that the Titans are playing in, it just bores the shit out of me. And that's super ironic. It's super weird because I'm a huge Derrick Henry fan. I've got him drafted pretty high in some of my big money leagues. And he gets the volume. He really does. He gets so many carries a game. He's done nothing really to wow me. He had that huge touchdown in week 1. It was like a 70-80 yard touchdown.
Yeah.
So that kind of inflated his numbers a little bit, but the receivers from both teams I'm not really high on any of them. I don't really have too much to say about this game. I'm not really too interested. But
I'm with you on that one.
I hope the Bills win. I'm a New York fan, so.
Yeah, you hope the Bills win. Honestly, I didn't even take notes on this game because it wasn't even on CBS, and I completely forgot that this was even happening. And then now I'm looking on Bovado. There's not even a spread for the game, so clearly not a lot of people give a fuck about this game. So I'm not going to talk too much about it. If Josh Allen's there, I think Bills kill the Titans just purely because the Bills defense has been playing unreal. I don't know what they're ranked right now. I wish I had a stat for that, but I don't. But the Bills have been playing really good ball. So I think Josh Allen will probably run over this defense too. Tennessee's defense has kind of looked a little iffy, throughout the entire year. So I'm taking the Bills here. I apologize, I don't have any spreads for you guys. I literally can't find one. So the next game is the Cardinals versus the Bengals. Let me see if I have.
I love watching the Cardinals play. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I think Kyler Murray he's just so exciting to watch play. And I got him drafted in both in one of my leagues, and I got David Johnson in both of my leagues. So, I just love watching Kyler Murray. He just works, and he's been trying his best. But I mean, even though his numbers are kind of a little bit, iffy sometimes, and he looks scared sometimes. But you gotta keep in mind he is still a rookie. He's only played 4 games in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah,
but how about
he's doing that without a shitty offense too. Yeah, no, Larry.
Bro, what? Where did he come from?
Dude, I don't know, David. That's my bold prediction this week is that Kyler Murray is going to throw for 3 TDs and Larry is going to get 2 of them. That's my bold prediction.
Bro, it makes no sense. Last year I drafted Larry in the 4th round, and I literally just dropped him because he had 3 points throughout 10 weeks. It was horrible. And he's
because they had Josh Rosen. Now they got Kyler Murray. I guess Kyler Murray is just making that big of a difference.
He's definitely emerged as a wide receiver 2 flex player. Honestly.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. This year he's been playing really well. But so the thing that scares me is this is what one of the things I looked up was Arizona's defense is 22nd in passing yards, 30th in touchdown passes allowed. I mean, that is a really bad stat, and that's what scares me about this game. But I do think that Kyler Murray will easily outplay Andy Dalton. I don't see that being an issue. So I think that's why I think this could also get to be another high-scoring game just purely because the both teams are absolute garbage. I was talking to Nate earlier today. If you guys don't know, I played with Nate through video games, and he's my sister's boyfriend. But he's the man, and I was talking to him. I was saying, who do you think is worse, Cincy or Miami? Because I generally think it is up for debate, on who's worse. Cincy has just been playing so bad, and Miami's been playing so bad. I think Cincy would beat Miami, but I think they're both just equally as bad. I don't Cincy I just look at like a Miami. I think Arizona will smoke the Cincy this game. Arizona's also underdogs somehow in this game. I think it's because they're going to play Cincy in Cincy, but I mean, even that doesn't really matter. Arizona's plus 3.5. I'm taking that all day. Yeah. My projection's 38-18, just because I think it will be a pretty solid, high-scoring game. Let me just make sure that I have that right. The plus, I think, what did I say? Plus 3.5. Plus 3.5. Yep, it is. It's plus 3. So they just dropped the half in some of these websites. And then the over is 47. I would take the over in this game as well. But yeah, that's all I got to say about this. You have anything else?
No, I mean, I'm excited for this game. The Bengals bore the shit out of me. I stay away from the Bengals as a whole in terms of fantasy. But I do enjoy watching the Cardinals play. So I'm looking forward to this game.
All right, the next game we'll talk about is the Pats versus the Redskins. You want to start there?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a completely one-sided game. Brady's going to have. I believe Brady's going to ball out, and I think start all of the receivers, even like the fifth receiver on the depth chart. Start him. The Redskins secondary is dog shit. And they're 0-4 now. The Redskins, right?
The Redskins are 0-4, yes.
And I don't own any Redskins players in any of my leagues. I stay away from that whole team. Brady's gonna ball out. Start everybody that you have on the Patriots,
especially the defense. Yeah. I think that this is gonna be a good week for the defense.
And the Redskins, they're not even they haven't even figured out their QB situation yet. It's just a crapshoot, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. This is gonna be. I mean, it should be an easy game. I think this is. I called this the bounce back week for Brady because last week he just did not play well. And I think honestly he just got hit a lot as well. But I think this is gonna be a bounce back week for him. I'm calling this is gonna be a high scoring game. I'm calling 40-7. It's gonna be a smoke show. I think just out of the Pats, just purely because I think the defense wants to show that they're still a top dog. Edelman, Gordon obviously starts. And yeah, it's Ben. Actually, is Ben Watson coming back this week?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember how many games he got suspended. I didn't even think about that until right now. But yeah, my bold prediction for this week for this game is going to be that Tom Brady throws for 300 plus yards, 3 TDs. Not really a bold prediction. I think that's very possible, especially against this team. So that's pretty much all we got to say about that. Not a very exciting game there, but. Next one's Ravens versus Steelers. This could be a really interesting game. I love Lamar Jackson. I love watching him play, and I think this is gonna be one of those weeks that he has to prove himself. Pittsburgh Z's been playing really well this year. Even though they're 1-3, Pittsburgh Z's been playing really well. They just don't have an offense right now to go around anything. But this could be a really close game. My projection score is 27-20, and the spread is -3.5 that I took for Baltimore. I just think this is going to be one of those games that's it just depends how Baltimore's defense will play. They've allowed 73 points in the last 2 games. I mean, that is that's let's just say that's not very good, guys. If you don't know football, it's not the best. It could be worse, but there's a lot better chance it will be better. So hopefully, I think it will be bounce back week for the defense, and I take Pittsburgh. I take Baltimore in this game. Who are you thinking?
I take Baltimore in this game as well. I'm gonna say, dude, if you have Juju on your fantasy team, trade him for high value. You can still trade Juju away for high value because of the name Juju Smith-Schuster. You can trade him for high value. I don't think he's gonna perform very well. With what's his name? Fucking Mason.
Oh, Mason Rudolph, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sold on him as a QB yet. and
Nope.
Juju's been not getting the volume that that everybody expected. So I think you should trade him for high value. On the Ravens, you got to start Lamar Jackson. You got to start Mark Ingram. Hollywood Brown, he's a long ball kind of guy, and he's a risky flex play, but his ceiling is just way too high. And I think that he's a fast motherfucker, and I think that.
100%.
I think Lamar Jackson's got an arm, and I think
he has so many targets. Let me just get his stats up from last, because I have him in one of my leagues, and I was debating starting him this week because he's had 2 bad weeks in a row. But last week he had 7 targets, and he caught 4 of those in only for 22 yards. I mean, so you're talking about a guy that gets a shit ton of targets, and he could really pop off one week. Yeah. So I think this could be that week if Lamar can expose this Pittsburgh defense, or figure out it. So I think I already said the spread, so I'm good there. Let me just check the over under for you guys to see if it's realistic, because I said 27-20, so 47. Let's see, where is Baltimore? 44, so I'd take the over there. I think that's a reasonable over, 44. I think this could be another high-scoring game. I think there could be a lot of high-scoring games this week, as well as a bunch of medium-range games. All right, so the next game will be Chicago versus the Raiders, if you want to get that one started.
I didn't take any notes for this, but I think this is going to be interesting. And oh my jeez, I think this is going to be an interesting matchup.
I butchered my words so many times this episode. It's all good.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that the Raiders are gonna win this game.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. The Bears defense has been pretty good this season. But in terms of the Raiders, I love Darren Waller, the tight end on Oakland. I think he's elite. I think he came out of nowhere, and I love him. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my hands on him in either one of my leagues. But
yeah, I've been trying to trade for him,
and I'm really thinking that the Raiders are going to upset the Bears.
Interesting. I like it. Hey, I'm always for the upset story.
Jacobs, he has to bounce back. He's been having a shitty past.
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, he's definitely got to bounce back. So Chicago's pass defense has allowed only 4 TDs in 4 games. So that was my stat. Whenever you're talking about their defense, so their defense has been playing unreal.
Yeah.
And the Raiders defense is 26th in the NFL. So I mean, you kind of have opposite ends of the spectrum here.
Yeah.
We have I would say probably Chicago's probably like the top 3 defense, and then a bottom defense in the league. So I'm thinking that Mitch Trubisky will actually show up this week. Actually, he's not playing. What am I thinking? Right. I don't think he's starting. I literally wrote that down too, with Trubisky not playing and Chase Daniel starting. Is that true? Or did that switch?
I believe so. I think
that's true. Yeah, I don't know why. I even wrote down Trubisky not playing, and I literally didn't even read it. But yeah, no way. So even with Chase Daniels starting, I think the Bears win this one. My projected score is 20-10. I'll take the -4.5 from Chicago any day of the week. I'm not going to touch the over/under in that game because I just don't even. I don't know what the heck that game could even come out to. So we're not going to touch that one.
Bro, that's a perfect example. Like it's so when you write these notes and you think that you're so prepared for it, and then when it comes out and you're actually speaking about it, you're like my notes don't translate to what I actually say. Like it's
I know, I swear I haven't said like half the things I wrote down.
It's like Bears versus Raiders. Bears defense good. Raiders. Raiders win. Like, it's just weird.
Yeah. That's so freaking funny. Yeah, that's so true though, honestly. It's a lot harder than it looks, Yeah, it's a lot harder than it looks. Because you're trying to think, like, I only wrote down a couple lines, but then you're trying to think of more to say, and then you kind of forget things, and you stumble
you don't
upon
want to get something wrong because
and then you forget Curtis Samuel's name, and then you're like, you're sitting here for 5 minutes trying to figure out who the hell he is.
Yes.
Anyways, moving on to the next game. So I had Chicago in that. Another one, Mike took the Raiders, so we're gonna see who comes out with that one. So the next one is the Broncos versus the Chargers. You want to start this one?
Yeah, you should start this one.
You want me to start this one?
I also didn't take notes on this one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. No, in all seriousness, I don't know. This is tough. Poor Broncos, man. Feel bad for Case Keenum. This is just a shit show. Yeah, this I don't see this one being close. My projected score 27-7. I think that's gonna be a blowout. Chargers are only -6.5. I'd take that all day long. I would have taken -10. I think on this game.
What's your prediction with the whole Melvin Gordon situation? You think he's gonna get some touches this week?
They said the most recent news said that Eckler's gonna get a lot of the role this week, and they're just gonna ease Melvin back in, I guess. So I'm thinking you still start Eckler. I don't know if you should start Melvin. I'm thinking more on the side of no, just by the way the coaches are talking about it. But who knows? Melvin could play a lot more than they are actually saying. But I definitely would start Eckler. Eckler is definitely a good start. Keenan Allen, obviously, per usual.
I just need Melvin Gordon to get some good touches by week 12. I'm playing Thomas, and I got David Johnson and Dalvin Cook on a bye. So I need Melvin Gordon.
Oh, that's tough. That is tough.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah,
so
but
I need him to get back in the swing of things.
Exactly, yeah. So that's pretty much all I got to say about that. This game, one of those games too. I don't think the Chargers will lose that. I'd be extremely shocked. So the next game is the Packers versus the Cowboys. Heading into the 4:25 games now.
I'm super excited for this game.
Right.
I want to see if Aaron Rodgers can keep the momentum going. Going strong from last week's game. Also, keep an eye on the status of Devontae Adams. I don't think he'll play. Honestly, I really don't think he will, but it's still up in the air. Even if he doesn't, though, man, Aaron Rodgers balled out last Thursday, so I'm excited. I mean, they didn't even win, right? The Packers lost.
Yes, they end up losing that game. Somehow.
I can remember
because they had two whatever it's called goal line stances that got shut down.
But Aaron Rodgers played really good in terms of like for fantasy points and whatnot, even though they lost. So I'm hoping that he carries that momentum into this weekend, especially going up against a really, really good Cowboys team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's going to be a fight.
Yeah, so first of all, I just want to go over this over-under is ridiculous. It says 47. It's way above that. This game is going to be one of those fucking, like, literally just, I wouldn't be surprised. Yet again, I have down 34-30 Packers. I'm going with the Pack sack this week, I don't know why I just said Pack sack. That's, we're just going with it. But Packers are plus 3.5, taking that all day. Green Bay right now has the third best pass defense, 26th against the run. So that's that. Zeke could go off in this game, but if they need to go to the the passing, I just don't know if I trust him yet. He's had a bunch of good games against a bunch of shitty teams.
Yeah,
faces a good team last week in the Saints, only puts up 10 points. I mean, Zeke didn't have the best week either, but I think that just proves the point that they need Zeke to have like a 100+ yard game in order for Dak to actually do something. Because no one's gonna fall for a play action when running's not working. Obviously, that's pretty fucking basic. But yeah, so their Green Bay's defense has been playing really well against the pass, but it does scare me that they're 26th against the rush because you come across one of the top 3 running backs in the league right now. And that could not hold well. But I think Aaron Rodgers goes off. This is another one of those games. I think 300+ yards, 3 TDs. I'd put that down for Rodgers. If you have him, obviously start him in this game. I think it's going to be a hard fought game. Take the over. Take whatever you want in this game because honestly, I think this is one of those toss up games. I'm taking the Packers out of just pure hope that Aaron Rodgers will continue this week to dominate. So I'm taking the Packs. You taking Packers too?
Yep.
Pack sack, as I call him.
Pack sack.
Just created that right now, so I guess we're going with that. Next game is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Indianapolis Colts.
I didn't take notes on these last 2 games, but I think the Chiefs are gonna win. I think Patrick Mahomes is super elite. And I mean, last week he didn't play his best game. He wasn't the Patrick Mahomes that that we see often, or pretty much every game. He played good football, but he didn't play crazy good football like he normally does. But I'm excited for this game. I don't think that the Colts are going to win. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I'm going to say by maybe 2 touchdowns at least. But I am excited for this game. I'm not excited to watch the Colts play. I've never been excited to watch the Colts play, but I do enjoy watching the Chiefs play. So I didn't take any notes on these last 2 games. So I'm just going to be talking out of my ass here.
Yeah. I'm trying to read my own handwriting here.
That heads up play, bro, from last game or last week's game with the Chiefs when Mahomes threw with the Travis Kelce caught it and lateral it.
Lateral back. Play. Yeah, that was nasty. That was nasty. That was such a smart play on his part.
That was insane.
So the Colts have this is my fact. I'm gonna try to read my own handwriting. This is always the issue here when I come to looking at it. The Colts have rushed for as many yards, 530 yards to be precise, as they've allowed in 4 games. So they've allowed 530 yards. So and for I'm assuming rushing. That's it. Like total wise, they've allowed 530, which is pretty good coming up against the Chiefs team. You know, I think is Dame Williams coming back this week? I think he's coming back, and they still have Shady. So if they shut down the running, you know, who knows what happens? But I still think the Chiefs pull this one out. The spread for this game was minus 10 or plus 10.5 for Indy, so I took that, and I think this is going to be a 31-25 game rate for the Chiefs. So I still think the Chiefs will be undefeated, but I definitely don't think it's going to be that big. I think it'll be maybe a 7-pointer at the very highest point.
You want to know what's going to happen? The Chiefs are going to go undefeated the whole season. They're going to be 18-0 in the Super Bowl. The Giants are going to come in. They're going to start Eli Manning, and then the Giants are going to
imagine. That would actually be so funny. And the over and under in this game for the Colts Chiefs is 56. And that's tough. Maybe over. I mean, I said, what did I say? 31-25. Mm-hmm. So that's literally right on the button. I didn't even notice that. That's pretty crazy. But I'd probably honestly do the over. I think it could be higher than my even score projects. So, we'll see. So heading into the last game of the day and of the, I shouldn't say weekend because technically Monday's not the weekend, but of the start of the week, next week, we have the Browns versus the 49ers. I didn't take any notes on this game. I'm taking the Browns. I didn't take any notes either. Don't trust Jimmy G in this. However, this is going to be one of those games. It just depends how San Francisco plays. They are playing the first 3 games. They're playing extremely elite. They played extremely well. So I'm thinking, I just don't know. It's one of those games that's just so tough because I think Manziel's coming back to the Browns. If you guys didn't know. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Now I'm blanking on his actual name. Baker Mayfield. Jeez Louise. I said Manziel and just drew a complete blank. Manziel is coming back from the Canadian League, guys, if you didn't know. But Baker Mayfield. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, guys. You don't have any notes, and now I just can't even think for myself right at the end of the show here. I can't even think. But Baker Mayfield, I think he's going to come off that hot week he had last week against Baltimore, and he's going to come in, and he's going to shred this 49ers defense. And I think they're going to win pretty wholesomely. I think the Browns are going to put up 28. And it's going to be a 28-17 game here. I think Jimmy G will continue his struggles with turnovers. And the Browns are plus 3.5. I'm going to take them on this week. And I'm not even going to touch the over-under on this game because I think it could be low scoring, could be high scoring. Who knows? What do you think? Who are you taking in this game?
I'm picking the Browns. End of story. I have nothing else to say about this game.
Nothing else.
I don't know. I can't. I'm sorry. I was just speaking away from my mic. Jeez. I don't know. I don't really know. Like you said, the San Fran's defense has been playing pretty well, but yeah. I don't know. San Francisco.
You think Johnny Manziel should come back? Honestly, I think that's what you're getting.
Bring Johnny Manziel. Get Tim Tebow. Mark Sanchez. Get them all.
Bring Tim Tebow. Honestly, just bring back Johnny Manziel for this game. Put a little Colin Kaepernick spice on it, and then we're good to go.
No.
But it's just one of those games. It's like a weird game, and it's just crazy to think that the 49ers are 3-0 the way Jimmy G's been playing. Like, I think he played good in the second game that they played, and the first and the third game it's just been rough. But you never know. Coming off a bye, maybe he'll show some shine, or they'll maybe he's got to rub the grease off, the rust off. Guys, I'm sorry. End of the show. It's been a long work day. It's just we're falling apart.
I drew 95 blanks during this podcast.
Bro, I think I stuttered more than anything. I really couldn't keep my senses
white cheddar cheese duels. That's what I'm thinking about.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. But anyways, yeah, that's it for this week's podcast. I hope you guys are enjoying these, and if you are and you want to be on the show, just let me or Mike know. I want to try to have some people on these next couple weeks. If you know how to use Discord, it's as simple as that. Definitely want to have some, features on this, this little episode series that we're running. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure you guys follow all the things on the screen. Next week, I'll have my record on. so you guys can follow along throughout the season even if you're not betting, just to see how my record is.
Yeah, you should put your record from our fantasy league in there.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, fuck off. Anyways, boys, it's it's been Cam and it's been Mike. We're just chilling here, having a good time. Hope you guys will join us back next week, every single Friday, till football is over, and then we'll figure out what the hell we're doing. But yeah, peace out, guys. Mike, you want to say any last words?
Bye.
Beautiful. Peace out, guys.